I haven't talked about this topic in a while. If you remember, my first video on the matter was in January of last year. I was one of the few people who actually was already laying out what Microsoft's future strategy was gonna be. So putting most, if not all of their games on competing platforms. So not just PC, that was a thing already. PlayStation and Switch as well. And I mean, if you go and watch that video now, I was right. 90% of the things I said in that video came true pretty much. Only a couple things still haven't come true. And a lot of people were calling me crazy back then. Yeah, I was right. I mean, it's natural because I've been following this kind of stuff for a long time. So at this point, I know how these things work more or less. So Halo has been announced for PlayStation 5. They are remaking, let's say, Halo 1, the campaign only though, not with the multiplayer, so just the campaign. So we're getting another remake, but it's not really a remake. These things are just remasters because they use the original game logic. Underneath all the graphics and everything, it's the original game code, just with a new coat of paint made with Unreal Engine 5. If I have to say mine, these things are a bane on the whole industry. They are one of the things I dislike the most in the modern video game industry. Unreal Engine 5 remasters. I don't have a problem with re-releases per se, as long as they are somewhat faithful to the original. They don't try to change too much if it's a remaster. Also if it's a remake as well, but that's another topic. But I think the Unreal Engine 5 product per se, which is trying to be appealing to a new generation of people, of course, because they are remaking these games, remastering these games because they want to sell them to a new generation of people. I absolutely think games like this one, Gears Reloaded, and all the other porting of older games is gonna be made mostly because the PlayStation 5 audience might not have played ever games like Halo and Gears. So that's why they are porting all this stuff. They are starting with smaller projects, quote unquote, like this one and Gears E-Day. I think it's not Gears E-Day. Gears Reloaded, which is pretty much a remaster of Gears of War 1. But these remasters, like Metal Gear Solid Delta, Oblivion Remastered, Ninja Gaiden 2 Black, and now Halo Campaign Evolved, amazing title, by the way, are just horrible and soulless products because they run on an engine that's not suited for games, in my opinion. Every single one of these projects runs like us for one reason or another. Either it's either stutters, horrible frame pacing, frame drops, and then you have to use the absolutely terrible artificial frame technology to hope to have them run decently. So what's the point of remaking these games, remastering these games if they have to run like us? Well, but they look pretty. Do they look pretty? Honestly, everything looks the fucking same when it's made with Unreal Engine 5. One of the things I like the most about the modern industry is that pretty much almost everybody has abandoned their proprietary engines. The only studios that still use their own stuff are Capcom and a couple other probably Japanese studios, I think. But everyone else has switched to Unreal Engine 5. Even Microsoft themselves, they had their own Halo engine. But no, since they are now they are outsourcing all these games to cheap labor, let's say, because I can't say that on YouTube. So now they, of course, they have to switch to Unreal Engine 5 because those people can only use Unreal Engine 5, and that's another problem. So I absolutely dislike these things. Anytime I see a project that's using Unreal Engine 5, I completely lose interest because I already know it's gonna run like us. It's gonna be old games that run like us, so I'm not interested. Absolutely. Now, as for the rest of the topic of the video, so Microsoft going full multi-platform. They have said that Halo is gonna be, from now on, it's gonna be on PlayStation as well. So it's over. All the games are gonna be on other platforms. So it's either PC, PlayStation, or Switch if it can run on the Switch 2, at least the Switch 2. So good luck to them selling any hardware next generation. Because what do you think is gonna happen when the next console gets launched? And people already know that all their games are gonna be on PlayStation 5 day one, PlayStation 6, or Switch 2, or whatever day one. What do you think is gonna happen? The sales are gonna crater even more. The Series X consoles don't sell. Next generation is gonna be even worse. I think next generation is gonna be the last when it comes to Xbox hardware, or at least when it comes to the like sort of standard Xbox hardware. The ROG Ally, which is Xbox ROG Ally, which is the Steam Deck clone from Asus that's branded the Xbox, is pretty much their next step going forward. That's the template for what the next Xbox is gonna be. It's pretty much gonna be a Steam Deck or like a PC in the form factor of a console. So it's gonna run like Windows. So you have to update the drivers. You will have to update the BIOS. It's gonna be a PC. The only thing that's gonna be different is that you don't have to build it together. You don't have to swap parts. But it's gonna be a PC. That's its only advantage. It's gonna be, let's say, but like, well, I don't see the point of buying something like that, honestly. When you can just buy a PC. If you want a PC, just buy a PC. If it's a console, it's a console. If it's something else, it's another console. If it can run Windows, it's another console. It's a PC. If it can run Steam, it's not a console. Because if it doesn't run proprietary stuff, it's not gonna be a console. Like the ROG Ally doesn't run Xbox games unless they are from the Windows Store. But who the fuck buys games from the Windows Store? So unless they really dive deep into this hybrid PC console thing, they're not gonna sell jack shit next generation. So just like I predicted. And at this point, I think it's a positive that they have revealed their true intentions finally, because at least at this point, people know what they are gonna get into if they get an Xbox. They're not gonna get anything of value for the most part. They're gonna get games that are already available everywhere else. The only thing you're gonna get access to is a subscription with Game Pass. Yeah, you can say I like the controller, I like the UI, but I don't think those are valid reasons to buy an Xbox at this point. There are Xbox-shaped controllers on PlayStation, on PC, on everywhere, and the UI is irrelevant. I'm not gonna choose a piece of hardware because of the UI. Like, stop copying, Jesus fucking Christ. Stop copying and be honest with yourself. But I think most of these people who spew those talking points are just shields. So they're not even probably real people. So going forward, I expect absolutely nothing from Microsoft and the Xbox. They're probably gonna try to buy some other publisher if they can. But in terms of offering or hardware, I expect nothing. Also because everything they touch turns to shit in one way or another. So they have nothing of value to offer to this industry anymore. Just their work plan is just throw money at the problem and hopefully it fixes it. But that never works out. It never works out. But yeah, you guys let me know your thoughts on this whole thing, and I'll catch you in the next video. Bye bye, guys.